Tonight, we're talking about the ongoing saga of how EA is trying not to mess up one of their biggest releases of the year, despite them doing that. Some surprising game crossovers, and we welcome in writer and comedian Dave Child to talk about his short press start. It's all happening right now in Inventory Full. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Whoa. I totally just did that. I'm so sorry.
Head dabbing.
It's dangerous. Dabbing is dangerous.
True story.
Did. Welcome to Inventory Full, right here on the Popcorn Talk Network. Thank you to Popcorn Talk for hosting us. We'll just get right into the show. I'm one of your hosts, Mark Donica. Find me on Twitter at Mark Donica. That's Nate Miller.
What's up, nerds? Nate Miller here. You can find me on all social media at DogLikeNate.
That's Stacey Shuttleworth.
Hi guys, Stacey Shuttleworth. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Stacey Shuttles.
That's Patrick Dees.
What's up? I still don't have a catchphrase. You can find me at Peter the D's on Twitter and Truly Slide on your console of choice. What's up, guys?
Catchphrase.
Catchphrase.
If you want to lice mine out for you, I can.
Let's talk after the show.
There's microtransactions involved.
I get a skin for the What's Up nerds. Beautiful.
And joining us in studio, friend of the show, wonderful actor, comedian, dancer.
Oh.
His name is Dave Child. Hi, Dave.
Hey!
Welcome into the show.
Thank you. You want to hear my patter? This is my patter.
Do.
Did I say Nate knows it well?
Yeah, it's so good.
Hi, I'm Dave Child. You can find me at mrdavechild or davechild.com because I'm Dave Child.
Nice.
So all you
Wow,
need to
that's
do is
really-
just-
That's like the bar that I'm reaching for.
Yeah, totally. So
Yeah.
I'm spending my microtransactions on his.
Right.
I feel like, why am I? I know.
whoa.
Yeah.
Give me
That's the one I want.
You gotta play like 80 hours to unlock.
I accept tokens, but not crystal shards.
Okay.
You gotta
might
get
be a
your currency
problem.
straight.
How do you feel about Bitcoin?
Oh, that's fine.
All
That's
right.
fine. There's a lot of it.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Dave, welcome in. What's your history with gaming? Let the folks know what type of a gamer you are.
Boy, so this is the type of gamer I am. I it's a drug for me. So I have to go on like benders. I have to kind of stay away from it
then you
for
sober
like
up
an
for a bit.
everyday thing. And then I'll be like, all right, I'm not going to see people for like 2 weeks. I'm going to go play Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
just dive into it. And those are my favorite types of games. They're like the roaming Skyrim kind of having all the adventure, getting the stuff. I don't like talking to people while I'm playing games.
Yep.
I think it's because I'm a kind of a social person. So when I play games, it's like, this is my no one look at me time.
Totally. Yeah.
This is my just like,
Yep.
I'm on an adventure.
Yep,
I
totally.
got a sword.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to fight all these orcs, and then I'm going to come out of it, and then I'll start seeing people
Yep.
in the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the best things about gaming is that you have the choice. Some people do it
Yeah.
for the social aspect to play with people, and some people, just like you, play to escape. They play their single-player games to get immersed in a world and a story and just not think about the real life.
At first I thought you were just talking about NPCs. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to go straight through the
I don't want to hear your story.
I don't want to hear anything.
know anything about
The
you.
opposite of Stacy.
Like,
Reads
bad
no
guy.
books,
Great.
does no side quests.
I mean, I do
cutscenes.
as many side quests as I
yeah.
possibly can.
There we
It's
go.
not a game unless you can do all the side
I
quests.
totally agree.
truth
If
comes
you
out.
can't get distracted by 12 side quests on your way to the main quest, it is not a game.
Yeah.
Why play?
And also, Skyrim has so much books, so many books
So
to read.
many books.
You read all those
Kindred
books.
spirits.
This episode is now about Skyrim books.
Okay.
Let me tell you about the books in Skyrim because I spent hours searching for a specific set of books.
Really?
Oh my
Right.
God, I have.
Dear
I
God.
have
She
been
organized
there.
her
After
bookshelf
a while,
as
you
well.
realize. By the way, I love the name of your show, Inventory Full, because I keep thinking of the Skyrim because it's just like when you get one too many thistles, and then you're just like, oh,
You are over encumbered.
I can't
Oh,
move.
so sad.
Well,
The worst.
I mean, it's weird to think, oh, we're talking about Skyrim again. It's a new release again.
I can't.
It's coming out this
Because
week
They
for the
don't
Switch.
know what else to
And the
do.
PS.
And it's such a good game.
Yeah.
It's why there's all these Star Wars movies. You know, if you hit gold, you keep mining.
You keep tapping that mine.
You keep
Don't
tapping
say that too loud, please. In the gaming community,
you know.
please don't say that too
Not
loud.
today.
Especially,
Yeah,
Not
especially not
today.
today.
Oh, right.
EA is listening, because they always are.
If you're listening,
They're
EA.
terrifying.
Actually, I'm gonna redact that.
I got
If
him.
you can't
Go,
say
go.
anything nice, don't say anything
That's-
at all.
That's right.
If they are listening, please say hi to Daniel for me. He's a great guy. I miss him. I haven't seen him in a while.
But
anyway,
also, give up
Guys,
Star Wars.
didn't at
please.
one point they say challenge everything?
Did EA say that?
They're challenging your wallets.
That's not a challenge. That's
They
just
challenge
straight
you
up
to
hold up.
decide why Poe is fighting the Clone Wars. Isn't that happening right now?
Stretch your imagination.
I want that.
Creative
I want
here.
that. We're going to talk about all of that in a minute. Let's go through real quick, talk about what everybody's playing. Dave, are you playing anything right now?
Well, I got out of that Breath of the Wild bender a little while ago, but I just played I think the game was called Hotline Miami.
Miami,
Yeah, it was so good.
Yep.
But it's one of those games where you have to die a lot. It's a lot of die, kill. Okay, moving forward.
Level 2.
Die, like in each room.
What'd you play it on?
I played it on Steam. I was playing it on my friend's computer, actually,
Right on.
over the weekend. He has a gamer computer, and I hope I can get it on a Mac, because I'm going to try to get it myself.
Imagine that you could.
Yeah, Hotline Miami's not that...
Resource intensive. I feel like you can play that on like a TI 99 calculator.
Yeah, I
you know,
feel
I
like-
feel like you're all right.
It's made, and I love the effects
game
of
needs a
making it look
phone
like
port.
it's a VHS, and when you pause it,
It's rad. Like that game drips of style. It's so cool.
it's so good.
Totally
But
agree.
my friend who actually made the short with, I co-wrote it with him, and he's another gamer, and he was saying how I should warn you, there is a level that made my friend stop playing because it was giving him, he couldn't see afterwards, because there's like a trippy eye level where all the colors start to blend together or something. So he told me about that. I'm excited to get to it.
Right on.
Yeah, that makes me go like, cool, great.
Sure.
Can't wait to
Yeah,
get a
let's do that.
migraine. Awesome.
Something that might affect me psychologically and physically.
Perfect.
I'm into it.
Sign me up.
So, Patrick, you finished Wolfenstein 2, didn't you?
I did. I desperately need people to talk about this game. I tweeted for Inside Baseball.
Let me borrow it.
I tweeted this group. I
a
bought it
digital
digitally
owner. I know.
on a
That was-
console.
was a joke.
I would hook you up though because more people need to play this game. I think I texted you guys like furiously. I'm like, oh, by the way, I finished that shit and we need to talk about it just because.
I'm going to check Redbox right now.
I've lost my mind about it on the show a little bit, and I'd seen some things that I think I said I had to put my controller down and yell, "Holy fuck, what just happened?" I'd seen maybe a third of those moments. Like this game goes some places and has some authentically like really moving moments. And again, I think like we also said this like last week. Like I would have bet you $1,000 at the beginning of the year that BJ Blazkowicz wouldn't be one of the best written characters in gaming. Hard stop, but this game's unbelievable, and I think it's better than just good. I think it's important, and I think it's criminally under. I think nobody's playing it. I think it's suffered from the worst release window possibly.
Can
It's
I
gonna
ask
be a
why do
cult
you
Yeah.
thing.
why do you think it's important? Because is it just like because you're killing a bunch of Nazis and that's important, or is it?
I'm not a fan of Nazis. No, so it touches on some themes thematically that I think our country's really wrestling with, and I don't want to get too
Right.
into it without being overly spoilery. But more than that, I think it pushes the medium in a really interesting way. So I think it's important not only for, especially domestically, what we're dealing with here in the States, with some racial tensions and whatnot, but also it goes some places with relationships and handles this. It's this weird tonal whiplash. Like there's moments where this game is like laugh out loud hysterical, and then holy sweet Jesus, I can't believe I'm watching this happen. To some moments where I was really, really moved, and again speaks to relationships with your parents and how you actually never kind of escape levels of trauma that that you inherit from your own folks. It's incredible. So I can't.
Right.
Yeah, I really need somebody to decompress this. I want to do a spoiler cast with you guys if you guys get a shot to
That's
play it.
amazing when it's just a game. When I think of it, I just think of playing old Wolfenstein.
Dude, totally.
Where it's just like,
Mecha
now
Hitler.
it's Hitler and a mech suit.
I know.
Well, but also, who could have predicted that killing Nazis in America would be relevant again?
Yeah.
At that
and,
point in time.
and,
so.
and controversial. I know it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you
Yeah.
guys
For
watch the Vice?
our audio listeners, that was
I
a air
quoted
quote.
aggressively.
controversial.
I think you could hear
Did
it
you
in
guys-
the throat. It definitely has the
yeah,
accent.
totally. Did you guys watch the Vice News segment too on this?
No.
Vice
No,
News did a whole segment
God.
on
That
and
must
they interviewed
be amazing.
Pete Hines from Bethesda. You tweeted
Beautiful. It was so good.
and I'm so glad you made me watch this because I was like, I need to tune into this. But
Okay.
it's a 10-minute segment. You can watch it on like anywhere you can catch Vice News. And like Pete Hines literally was like, the question is, aren't you afraid you're like poking a hornet's nest? And he goes, yeah, but that hornet's nest is filled with Nazis, so fuck those guys. He just says it right to Vice. It's the best.
Straight out.
It's-
Like just
It's so good, but I'm mediocre on the gameplay. I think it plays well. It's hard as shit.
Oh my god!
It
don't
is
even get me
the
started.
worst.
It is incredibly hard. But the game is about the narrative, so I actually recommend if you don't want. So there's 6 difficulty levels. I played it on the. It comes standard on the default is the second to the lowest. I played the whole thing on that one, and I was fine with that. Other games I usually go.
Shut up.
You play it on baby mode. Like I honestly, if you get it's not worth it. I don't think it doesn't feel that good, or you're not that accomplished if you bump this up. It's
you're playing it for the story,
and it
it's
is
not-
just about the story, right?
Yeah.
Like this is the rare game that I genuinely can't wait to get to the next cutscene. Like, okay, great, I've killed another 4,000 Nazis, but what the fuck is going on back in the ship?
You finished the game now, right?
I did.
So is there any other second playthrough stuff? Are you gonna go try to do the other timeline thing, or are you just gonna put it down?
So they do
indefinitely?
they've got 2 other really cool things. So it was weird when the game came out, there was a vault and it said it was going to unlock and you had no idea what that was about. It's just in a menu and a timer started ticking down. It unlocked this week. And it unlocked a couple another mode, which is you can choose any of the levels that you've completed and go through a timed and scored attack mode with the leaderboard. So if you do like the combat and you want to see how well you fare against other people, and then if you pre-ordered it, the episode 0 of the DLC. So they've got 3 DLC stories that move away from Blazkowicz to other resistance fighters, other ethnicities,
I like
other
that.
fronts of the resistance to the Nazis here in the States in the 1960s.
You play as them too?
You do,
Ooh.
yeah, totally. And
That's
it's a femme fatale, and it's really, really cool. They look really interesting. So I'm going to play episode 0, and then maybe screw around a little bit with that score attack. But didn't. I think when I had to put it down, I felt so satiated. I was just like,
And
this
I
game's so
use
good.
this as a bit of a transition.
Yeah.
Would you recommend that I finish Horizon before starting Wolfenstein?
Can you please finish Horizon? Can you just?
Well, so let me ask you this.
I would say yes.
So a qualified yes, but how? You can get through Wolfenstein in 10 hours. I think, especially if you're playing on the easiest level, you can power through that and see one of, I think, a game that should be in conversation for Game of the Year this year.
Okay.
Because I genuinely, I know that, I know I get prone to hyperbole. I get excited about shit. I genuinely don't think I can overhype this. You will still see it and go, Jesus, Patrick was not kidding. Anyway.
All right, cool. That's good to know.
That's all I can
And
say.
you're playing a little bit of Frozen Wilds, but have you gotten through too much of it?
No, I'll just say this. So before you start this DLC, wherever you are, go back and play the game again, because I'd forgotten everything how this game plays. And holy shit, it drops you in the middle of it, and it's by the end of Horizon, I had bumped up the difficulty because I was I am a machine killing god at this game. I'm so, and I literally just got my ass handed to me. The very first enemy you fight,
Oh yeah.
8 times in a row, just fucking owned me, just over. And I'm I really am bad. But also they do this thing that I'll just say this, and I want to hear about your experience. They do the thing that duck, a roll, jump, and duck. It's backwards from what it is with Assassin's Creed and Mordor. So my mind has been now trained. I'm 50 hours deep in Mordor, and I'm doing the opposite of what I want to do with Aloy. And she just keeps jumping vertically in the air. Looks real dumb. And when I try and duck down for a good picture, I've rolled off a cliff several times. looked real good. Anyway, that game's still hard as shit. But after about an hour, the muscle memory comes back. But
Did you get much into it, Stacey?
I did. I am going very slowly because this world, the setting of it is just gorgeous. It's pretty unique where they throw you. I don't know if you know where you are in the game, where the game is actually taking place.
Just not.
Okay, so they open it up a little further than that. I knew that I was going to have trouble starting
you?
up again, so I
Really?
made myself walk to the point.
smart.
I did not
Smart.
fast travel to the campfire.
Smart.
I made my way up through the wild
Smart.
so I could kind of refresh.
and
It's been really cool. The new machines are, they are horrors.
totally.
Horrors. Just fire
enough.
everywhere from
It's all
just
fire.
every side, and which is hilarious because you're in the middle of a frozen wasteland.
Ironic.
Dude, and I have to say this too about this game. I love that they dropped this DLC when they did, because it's really, I feel like Zelda probably and maybe Mario kind of have this Game of the Year wrapped up, and they dropped this, be by the way, don't forget about us because we were one of the best games
here.
in the last however many years.
Somebody put out an article recently about how Mario and Legend of Zelda redefined what an open world game is, because
Sure.
depending, like, regardless of the company, it's find a tower, and I know you can do it in Zelda too, but find a tower which unlocks mini-map,
Yep.
which unlocks the mini-map, which gives
Totally.
you side missions, which give you this.
Thank you, Ubi.
Yeah. So the Ubi does it.
That's where it really got polished. with the last few
Mordor
years.
does it.
Yeah.
And not, I was going to say Wolfenstein. Nope. Horizon did it. And now that's just kind of become a norm, and it's
Totally.
sort of a slog. Well, for me anyway, playing Horizon, it's the map is so big, and I don't have as much fun as I think I should be heading from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm really excited to play Breath of the Wild,
But
regardless.
the combat just wasn't doing it for you.
It's stacked so heavily together that there's no moment of reprieve for me to enjoy the world.
Of course.
Because there's
Okay.
a flippin' snap maw
Yeah.
or whatever, the crocodile
Yeah,
lens,
like,
and
yes.
it's like all of the various things. It's like, okay, cool. Crap! Like
Yep.
instantly. So that I fast travel, and then
You
the
just
load
want to
screen's
walk.
good to me.
You just want to have a walk.
I just want to.
It is hard in that world.
People
because-
tell me about how
yeah.
beautiful the world is, and I can't enjoy it.
yeah.
You really have to spend quite a while clearing out an area before you can kind of openly
That's
wander
totally
around.
true.
And they are very, very heavily populated areas. You know, you've got not only one type of machine, sometimes there are 3 types of machine in one area, and, you know, they're observant enough to where they'll pick up on you even if you are over a hill pretty decently far away. They'll
Make any
still-
sort of noise.
They'll still come over and see what's up. So you really have to.
Yeah, Zelda's a bit better with that, especially since you have the, like, when it turns night, that's when the bad guys come out. So you have a lot more time to kind of wander around and a lot more things to look for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. So,
Sure.
like, I don't know that game that well, but I keep hearing about it, that it's crazy. And I love
Oh.
all the,
Stunning.
like, videos I see from it.
I just love the combat. I think the combat is maybe my favorite in video games, period.
It
It's
is
so good.
great combat. It's a fun system, and your option. I mean, you really do have a lot of ways to approach a fight, so you can really customize it to how you want to play it.
And for technophiles out there, I have to say this. They modeled snow. There's snow physics. So when she steps on the snow, like her weight disperses like it would in real snow, and then it crunches through, and sometimes unevenly. I know, totally. I know.
Yeah,
I'm such a
the
nerd, but I lost my
snow.
mind. I'm like, holy shit, that's real snow.
That's
It's like,
real
because
snow.
like every other game, you just flog through it, and you're lucky if it makes a trail and whatever. This has physics to it, and then as it snows, it fills in your footprints. It's magic.
You just, like, walk
Yeah.
up to the screen and just start tasting
I
it.
did.
Man, I wasn't gonna play this game before, but now.
Well, and adding like these constant snow flurries and putting her in this super like doubled down winter environment has been very interesting.
She can do snow angels
And
now.
She sure can. And you know what? Ayla is a great character on her own, but having her in the cold where she doesn't like being is the best.
I totally
She's just a
agree.
little bit more ornery.
Oh my god. she's
Yeah.
just-
A little bit more fun.
Imagine summer.
Oh, yeah, is that a line?
She's so yeah.
Now, just to sort of get, what other stuff have you been playing?
Yeah.
So we can sort of get to news.
I know.
Because everybody's
Well,
been playing
so
a
many
lot.
games.
So many games have come out, and I've had such little time. I've been just skipping back and forth and playing little bits and pieces of games. So I've played little bits of Wolfenstein. I've played little bits of Horizon. I've played little bits of Assassin's Creed. I'm still playing Overwatch. I'm playing Rust. I think those are the big ones. I'm still playing Hearthstone.
Oh, dear.
On
Still
and off,
playing.
yeah.
Started playing last week.
I started playing last week.
Well, no, she didn't fall off after a week.
I stayed on it,
after a
alright?
week.
Come
Yeah,
on.
speaking more of the feeling like it's a job. Game.
Well, how's your job in gaming?
Hey, I'm still playing Destiny.
Okay.
What's your light?
I'm at 299.
Great.
My Titan 296 on my Warlock.
And
That's
how are you-
legit.
My Hunter is. I mean, it's not hard. You transfer
Yeah.
the weapons,
Yeah.
especially
Oh,
the
good point,
secondary
good point, good
character,
point, good
yeah. Yeah. I mean, but that's a pretty good way to summarize the whole game. It's
Yeah.
not hard.
Nope.
It's very easy. It's way more casual than the first game. Not even like 10% or 15%. I would say like 75%.
Yeah.
The lack of static rolls on guns I thought initially would be cool. Now I think it's killing diversity in the game, especially in PvP.
Oh yeah. You've been playing a lot of PvP.
Yeah, I mean that's my bread and butter. That's I mean, especially because of the progression. There's in terms of PvE and progression in that way, there's only so many things to play through. 3 days into the week and I'm done. I got
Yep.
my raid
Yeah,
run
yeah, totally.
on 1 to 2 characters. I wait for trials. I run trials a couple times. So the only time I'm playing the game when I'm like, what am I gonna play? I'm gonna play some Destiny and just have some fun. So I just pop in Crucible and just start popping
Do you roll with a
heads.
Crucible crew, or is it just you?
I've got a couple friends that play. I play mostly solo right now, but I've been looking for a good clan that focuses on PvP and Crucible stuff.
Yep.
So if you're looking, you let me know.
LFG or LFC, I guess.
Yeah, I've been using the Destiny Discord.
Yeah.
actually,
Discord?
from
Yeah?
from the Reddit, from the Reddit subreddit, and it's got great LFG stuff.
Yeah.
ran one of our friends through the raid last night for the first time. Took a couple newbies through first.
How cool is that? It's a
It's
good
pretty
Sunday
fun.
night. That's
It
really cool
is.
to like
It-
Sherpa somebody
and
through that.
at first I was a little frustrated throughout, but this group we got was a lot better than some of the other groups we've had. And yeah, afterwards it felt really rewarding, especially since it took us an hour and a half on Callus because he bugged out twice after we downed him on the lax phase. Yeah, one time we downed him
they
and it went to the
fixed
final
Fixed.
bungo. Yeah. And then I've been playing a lot of League. They did their big preseason update, season 8. They completely changed their runes and mastery system, which even though a lot of the game is the same, there's now just a wealth of options for people to try,
Yeah.
and also just the benefit of people not knowing, okay, this is the strongest thing, this is what you need to play, this is how this champ plays, because there's so many new changes, so many new items, like everything is viable. No one knows what to play, so that thing that maybe somewhat subpar, no one knows how to play against it. It's
Yeah.
new, you can still have fun. So I've been having a lot of fun with League and playing around with that.
Going back to Destiny for a second to get into some of the stories that we're going to be talking about. It was announced this week that HDR and 4K are going to be coming to the console edition once Curse of Osiris comes out.
Yes.
Excited about that, I'm sure.
I am. I'm playing on the Xbox One X, son. I know.
I like the way that they put it is that 4K like settings are coming to the PS4 Pro and 4K is coming to the Xbox One X.
Yeah, and then the one thing he said was like, we're going to make, if you have one of these consoles, we're going to make it worth your investment. So I'm interested to see if they unlock that 60 because Mordor runs at 60 like effortlessly.
Well, I don't think it's a console limitation. I think it's a Destiny engine.
And it might be. I'm just interested. This is such a powerful box. I mean, like that's what I've really been spending my time with this week was just like literally reloading every game that I own to see what it looked like on the One X. I'm like, oh, let's see how Mafia looks, and like spending 6 minutes in Mafia. I'm like, okay, got it. So I got back to see all this stuff, and it is really impressive. And my hope is that they give you the option. I still might even play it at 30 because that's how I know Destiny feeling. So I know.
Just give it an hour and a half in 60 FPS,
And it'll never go back.
And it'll just try to go back. Try to go back.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, this is cancer.
Yeah, I believe that.
This is cancer. They're also finally going to be implementing clan chat as well as tower/zone chat, which is weird that it didn't launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a bad design choice, but you have to given the context of the game. Remember, it's a console game. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense in most console games to have the chat functions like it does in PC games. So of course, once you port it into PC and you get a bunch of PC players who are literally playing with a keyboard, it's sitting right in front of them, and they're like, why can't I just type to other people? That question just doesn't really enter console players' mind unless you have the little Xbox,
The chat
keyboard
pad.
thing, which kills your thumbs.
I can't even imagine with my dumb sausage thumbs.
Yeah, I needed
trying to use that.
it didn't work.
I'm
Like
with you.
4 buttons
like
at the same time.
Mashing 7, 14.
No, it's like that episode of Simpsons where
Yes.
Homer stays home because he's too fat. And
If you need help, please use the dialing wand.
But the question is it better or worse than using the sticks to navigate across to every letter to type a message?
no.
Left, right,
You
right,
get,
right, down,
you get
down,
real
left,
good
left,
and
left,
real
left.
fast at that. All right, let's start talking about this dumpster fire that's called EA. No, and again, I love the employees. They're nice people.
No, sure.
The higher-ups get fucked. EA buys Respawn for $455 million and confirms a new Titanfall.
Yeah, they did.
AKA Titanfall 3 confirmed to have microtransactions in loot boxes.
They've got it, and they
Games
got
as
it
a
in
service.
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall is a service.
And they're not, but it's not intrusive in any way. It is all cosmetic stuff, and believe it or not, I spent on it.
For now.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I agree, but they were published by EA before, and like it was not intrusive. They did very well to the point that even like Titanfall 1 actually even had some microtransaction stuff. That's why they gave it away through Xbox Live Gold, was to extend that tail, right? Like have it be a revenue center through this stuff. Like I actually really like the way it's all cosmetic. It's all. And I kicked them $5-10.
See that,
I bought
but
some skins.
that's not an issue. Like
I
we
agree.
do that for Overwatch.
It is
All
very
cosmetic.
similar to the cosmetic stuff, and I did it. I totally.
I did it.
I know.
Yeah.
I have spent
It's
more
just
than
like
I'd
the-
like to admit on Overwatch.
Yeah, don't get me started on League. I've been playing that game for 7 years. You want to
League's a
think about
free
any
game,
microtransactions?
though, right? I understand. I understand. It's just I'm
With
saying
the
it's
jokes,
different. It's
Pat.
different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is technically free to play. You can definitely play the game and never spend a cent.
Sure.
It's just very good at motivating you to
I
spend
thought you were
money.
going to say you can play it and not spend
the
money.
The quality of skins,
Yeah.
has just gone through the roof. They release these skins and it's like Champions I don't even play, but I'm like, fuck,
You gotta
I
have
wanna
it.
buy that.
I mean,
I'm never
gotta
gonna
have
use
it.
it.
That's with Overwatch, dude. That
Yeah, no, it's
those
the same
skins get me to play those
There's-
games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it gets me to play. No,
cool.
it gets me to play the game. They
yeah.
and I don't pick it up for a while, and then they, oh, you're gonna get Magni Bronzebeard Torbjorn. I'm like, sign me the fuck up. Let's play some Overwatch.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Now, everybody, quick question to everybody. With the recent closure of Visceral and the layoffs, and then to have an announcement, we'll just buy another studio. How do you think, this decision was probably in the moves for a while, but just public perception, how do you think Respawn feels about seeing that news and going like, wait, they still want to buy us? What happens if Titanfall 3 isn't what they want it to be? Are they going to disband our studio as well?
Vince and those guys knew what they were signing up for. I genuinely don't think they care. I think they're that is such a huge paycheck for. I think Respawn was founded 4 years ago. To get $400 million and literally, if you look at the equity it's divided between 6 people. That is not going to every human being that works at Respawn. I'm sure a bunch of those people have options, but the real equity is just a few folks. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he gives a shit. I think they've had 18 months. He probably has a contract where he's required to stay on, and then he'll peace out. He created Titanfall. He created Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I can go create another IP. Fuck off. I'll start another company. I don't think he cares.
I think that's the best way to do it too, especially if you want to make a game that's a game that you care about, that has a reason for you making it other than just making a bunch of money. You make your studio, you get popular, they notice you, they want to give you money. Sure, thanks. I'll take you $400 million. Finish your contract out. Go do something else. Because if he stays there, he already knows what that is going to look like.
I think so, man. I had a chance to talk about it. It feels like I'm a celebrity nerd, but I was at the Game Awards last year and was drinking with Vince and Bella at the bar afterward, and I asked him specifically about the release date stuff, last year when they came out right after Battlefield 1, right? And he said it's been a nightmare to work with EA. So I think he knows exactly what he was signing up for. But a check that big, who cares?
Yeah. And they also still have the contract for the third-person Star Wars game, which we have no information about.
Which, did you see the Naughty Dog guy tweeted out this week that the rumors are that the reason that Visceral, that put that deal in a whole other light because the progress they saw on the Respawn one versus where the Visceral one was night and day. And they said, no, fuck you guys, good night, we're going to go acquire them.
Okay. I can see that.
And they were only a matching deal. So the first deal came in from that China company, not Tencent, the other company in
that
China.
Other one.
Oh, the other one that
All
owns
Worlds,
everything.
or what's the... Sure. Put in a bid, and EA had a first right of refusal as the publisher.
Okay.
So they beat that offer, and then they executed that deal. So anyway.
Well, good for everybody over there at Respawn. You got a hell of a studio at EA. Let's watch some fun. We got 2 trailers. Let's go with the one that's showing Noctis first.
I like watching fun.
It's right behind you, Dave, if you want to take a look. So this was revealed last night. This was supposed to be a surprise for Stacey, but I'm pretty sure she already knows what it is. Go ahead and play it.
If it's news about Noctis, I get it pretty
Yeah.
fast.
She's Google alerts.
Originally, this trailer was 6 minutes long. But overall, the announcement is that Noctis is coming to Tekken 7.
Because why not?
Because why not? And it's also coming with a Final Fantasy 15 themed level. You see the rest of the team there.
Because no one plays Tekken, that's why.
Well, Tekken
sold well.
Tekken has a pretty big audience, but
Sold
they have a
7
very
million
big
units.
Japanese audience.
Yeah.
And I think this. Also, Yoshimitsu looks weird. Either way, Tekken 7 is fine. It's not as exciting to me.
Didn't they add Akuma too into this
Akuma's
one too?
was
and isn't there
launch.
another gimmicky character too that they added recently?
I forget. But either way, you got knocked coming to Tekken 7. You would think that is that's weird. That's a weird crossover.
Yeah, it's very weird.
More
His
crossovers
fighting
are
style
coming.
doesn't fit into Tekken at all.
I
Soul
definitely-
Calibur, maybe.
Soul Calibur would be
Oh,
great.
yes!
That would be so
yes!
This makes no sense.
So
I've always wanted to see him punch a bear, though.
so
He's
let's
not punching
Yeah,
it, he's
you know
cutting
what?
it with a sword.
Just beating the shit out of it. That's
not how you Tekken.
Mostly what I'm here for.
poor
Fuck
Kubo.
you, bear!
Aw.
So let's go to our next trailer, which was another bit of a
cruelty.
surprise.
Fucking bear.
Injustice 2.
Yes,
announced.
Injustice 2.
They get Noctis too?
Well, no.
Yes.
It's a lot more.
He's in every game
A lot
now.
more of a rad announcement. So they had the Injustice 2 World Championships, because every game needs a World Championships, where they announced Character Pack 3. And Character Pack 2 featured Raiden, Hellboy, and I think it was Black Manta.
The Atom guy.
No, Adam is coming in this one.
Oh, got it.
As we're about to see here, it's not Ray Palmer. It's the new guy who has the mantle of the Atom, who I don't know his name, but they announced the Atom as well as made famous in a role in Suicide Squad.
Oh, I love that movie.
The Enchantress is going to be coming.
Best movie.
But, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. The Atom versus the Enchantress. That's great for all you DC fans.
Nice.
Little did anybody know that there was a small comic book company that was acquired by DC, which features...
Get out of here.
Oh, no.
Just when I thought it couldn't get more gimmicky. Get the fuck out of here.
It's so good.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So good.
But even
in a
more.
Mortal Kombat
Hey
game?
man, at least they don't have little weird noses.
No.
But
Look at them.
here's another thing: is it's implied by Leo, who says the line "We fight as one."
That you
that-
pick one and
No.
they like swap out.
And they swap
So
out,
weird.
or
No, you're just
there's a
all
lot
of
of
that.
like tag moves where you pop in, out, and it's just constant motion.
Yeah, well,
That
they're
sounds-
definitely one
phenomenal.
character.
I'm
and,
super
tough on
stoked.
that.
Yeah, me too.
I
I'm
find
super
that
not
so
stoked.
strange because they're... I mean, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are actually like a spoof of a Marvel property, the spoof of the Daredevil property, because they have the Foot Clan and Daredevil has the Hand Clan.
Yeah.
They've got Splinter, Daredevil's got Stick.
Yeah.
So it's weird to see them in the DC. I feel like if anything, I really want to see them fight Daredevil, but we're not going to see that. But we are going to see Ra's al Ghul, I guess. He could fight
Sure.
those guys.
Might as well.
Sure.
I loved that news. That was
too.
just, I was like, okay, I go back to Injustice and try the new characters out, and I don't play too heavily anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
I mean, why is that such a bad thing?
I hate to
great.
be a negative Nancy, but like, put stuff in the game because it serves the game, not because fanboys are gonna fan out over it and spend more money on the game.
But
like,
who's to say they're not? Like, they've done a tremendous job balancing the characters at this point. So if it plays, it's a balanced
and it's
edition. Who
definitely
gives a
not
shit?
it's definitely not a clone character.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a palette
But
slot
also,
ninja.
I
you're
was
playing a fighter and you're not playing Street Fighter. What is wrong with you?
Well, I'm
Dude, I think
beyond.
Injustice is badass.
There's the underlying problem.
I'm beyond mad that Raiden was a character, and they have these these special skins that transform them into other characters, and it transformed Raiden into Black Lightning.
Yeah,
it's a DC
that's-
game.
that's
make
what I was
it
gonna
Black
say.
Lightning, and then if you transform it into Raiden.
Yeah.
And so
no
it's,
comment on that one.
it's stupid to not use the property that you have. That's what's silly.
I just want to see the Turtles finisher. I just want to see that special.
Yeah, but it's also like...
with pizza.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, they better
Only.
fire pizzas out. Just fire them.
Oh,
bring
Turtle
out the
Van.
truck. Yeah.
Let's get the Turtle Van in there. So yeah, that's weird. Fighting games are getting the Ninja Turtles and Noctis.
I love it. Let's get weirder.
Yeah, you want to get
Let's
weird?
yes.
Let's talk about Star Wars Battlefront II, shall we?
Weird.
That's
So
not the fun kind of weird.
it came out. So the EA Access debuted the game early. So if you're an EA Access member, you could play Battlefront early. So great. What came out was that the loot box system didn't really change from the beta, even though they said, hey, no, this is an older build, it's going to be different. So ultimately, long story short, you can pay for loot crates in either as a soldier or as a starship or for heroes. So that's three things that you can spend money on, or credits. You can earn credits through regular gameplay, but let's see. The average Galactic Assault map is about 11 minutes, and you get an average of 275 credits per match. Luke and Vader did cost 60,000 credits each, and in order to unlock one of those, you would have to play for 2,395 minutes. That's a lot of minutes, and it's over 200 games of Galactic Assault.
That's if you didn't spend a credit on anything else.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
And while there are daily loot drops, it's not as like they're super rare cards.
Sure.
But dear God. So another thing is you can get higher level cards, even though
Why are they rare? It's like, why is Luke
Because-
and Darth Vader rare?
Yeah,
Because
that's an
it's
excellent point.
gambling.
It's gambling.
Because if you get it the first time, you're not going to buy anymore.
But they're the main characters of the property.
There's no characters. It's not a story.
There's only dollar signs.
Yeah.
I can't stand.
You think there's a story here?
So none of that changed. It's just ridiculous. All of this is there are also some challenges that you can do in order to get credits quicker, but those lock that you exercise go through all of those, and there's no more. Anyway, so it hit Reddit, of course, as it does.
As it does.
And it's like, this is ridiculous, where you have, a very reasonable post of, hey, I spent $80 on this game, what do I need to spend X amount of time, X amount of whatever, just to play as a hero that I want to play. Let me read what is now the most disliked post on Reddit at over 500,000 dislikes.
Sorry, I thought you said
worth
500,000.
I just want to point this out real quick. It's worth
My
noting
mic's not working.
the next highest, or I should say lowest, most downvoted post is 23,000. So
I'm sorry. I'm just making sure. You said 500,000, right? My mic didn't work very well. I was just making sure.
So and so also, I know we have
right.
people in chat talking about how they have changed the system since. We're going to get there. But let me read this post. From the UA community team, the intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes. As for cost, we selected initial values based upon data from the open beta and other adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we're looking at average per player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we'll be making constant adjustments to ensure that players have challenges that are compelling, rewarding, and of course, attainable via gameplay. We appreciate the candid feedback and the passion the community has put forth around the current topics here on Reddit, our forums, and across numerous social media outlets. Our team will continue to make changes and monitor community feedback and update everyone as soon and as often as we can. So as a result of the backlash, the major backlash that really condescending post is
It's tone deaf.
It's tone deaf.
Yep.
I don't blame the guy that is
money deaf.
That is a company message. That
totally.
I don't personally
They've got
blame
too much
that
money
guy.
in their ears.
Yeah, they
That's
can't
what
hear
it
us.
So
is.
they can't hear anything.
Coins just blocking everything
Oh
up.
no, those coins!
So as a result, they have dropped the price, the credit price of each hero by 75%. So now instead of 60,000 credits, it's 15,000 credits.
Still too high.
Still pretty high. That's still a lot. If again, average credits per match, 275. Let me just do.
Can you imagine while you're doing the math? Like, you imagine working on the game for like 3 years, balancing this out, like having economy experts in house, and then just like 24 hours later, you're like, fuck it, all that work, we're just gonna 75% off.
I hate to be
whatever.
the conspiracy theorist guy, but I think it's very possible that their plan was just throw the numbers up as high as they can, and based on the feedback they get, just lower them just a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, because it makes them look like the good guy.
I think they very carefully focus tested it, and it's all in a spreadsheet where this line met this line. They said yes, it was 60,000. I think they focus tested the shit out of this.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's like they focus tested
totally.
it, said, okay, we could probably get away with this.
100%.
How high can you push it?
But then,
of course.
if we keep going low, they probably tested that too, and they found out they could do it.
But my point, years went into this decision. My point is, like, this didn't just bake this overnight, and then they're like, but it shows up on Reddit and like 500,000 later, and like, fuck it, 75% off.
I bet
It's
years ago they
amazing.
had the button to press it to make it drop. Like, they had it all.
And to
They built the button
immediately
first.
cut
They built the
it by
button.
75%. Like,
So,
with this hit.
Props to them being responsive.
it's hardly immediate. As soon as they have announced this, the community has been talking.
No,
about
I agree.
It's just
It's been a
gotten
problem.
louder
And
and
now we've got
louder
the
as we've
solid-
gotten closer to release. This is I think this is going to be a tentpole release in the nature of that. We're going to look back on this and say the community took a stand on microtransactions and like really said this is not okay. This is not what we want. We understand these developers are businesses. They have to pay their employees. They do have to make a profit, but you can't compromise the game to do so.
Right, and that's the problem. We talk about this every week, I feel like, but yes.
And they sacrificed sacrificed the season pass money by saying, oh, we're going to give you all of these heroes for free. But then that, in light of all of this, does that mean by giving them to us for free, they insert them into the RNG of the loot boxes?
Oh, I don't know.
So that's what it sounds like to me now.
That's what it
Is
seems
now
like.
you have so the math is 55 matches at 275 credits in order to get 15,000 credits, which is about 10 hours. If you just do that.
That's still aggressive.
For one hero
For one
card,
character.
which
And
you
it's
can't
not
even play
spending
as
on
the entire
anything
time, right?
else.
It's like a
No.
specialty card in your
Yes.
deck.
You unlock them to be able to use on... I don't know if they're locked per map because the maps are based on various eras. So, like, I don't know. Well, no, that's not true because you can play as Rey in
Right.
Feed.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, you just unlock them as your on your roster. But that... Yeah. If I'm spending $80 in a game, if it means I have to unlock it via gameplay, not loot box, via gameplay. If I'm playing as Iden Versio in the story mode and I meet Emperor Palpatine, I know he's dead, but this is just an example. Boom, you meet Emperor Palpatine, you can now play as Emperor Palpatine in the multiplayer. Oh, I want to play as Emperor Palpatine in the multiplayer. Great, like on and on and on. Oh, I just fought Luke Skywalker. You can now play as Luke Skywalker in the multiplayer. Oh, cool, I get to play as Luke. I'm going to play the multiplayer mode. It was so easy. It was so easy. The system was built, and they decided, no, we're gonna wreck it. It's rough. It's rough.
I want to play as Greedo.
You can, because he was hero last game.
Is that true?
So
I didn't even know that. All he does is wander around and complain.
He was a hero last game.
I know.
He just that sentence.
I know.
He was a hero.
The pack that he was, it was him and Nien Num were the two characters.
I love me some Nien Num.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Nien Num again?
Lando's co-pilot in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. What's the noise he
yeah.
makes? Do your impression?
I will
Flappy
not.
Flaps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Flappy, oh
Face
Flappy.
flap. Yeah. What's it?
Oh, Flappy.
Oh, Flappy, as I used to call him.
Hey, he's still a member of the Rebel Alliance or the
What's the-
Resistance.
Can
Can you play as
noise he makes.
Akbar? Is that
No,
like a
Akbar's
character?
Akbar's like a tutorial character. Like
That makes more
He
sense.
gives you like your orders and
I
stuff.
would love to be Akbar and just be like laying traps everywhere, and that's just what he does. He's like,
The trap specialist, Admiral Akbar. Man. So what's even worse is I get now during the beta, and I said it on the show, it was fun enough, but with all of the loot crate and power up stuff, it sort of had a little bit more of a wall for me, where I don't know if I'll play this every once in a while. If somebody gets the game, maybe I'll play Battle of Theed or something once or twice when the stuff comes out. But ultimately, I want this game for the story, because it's a story that is considered canon in the Star Wars universe, and it's a story that similarly to Wolfenstein, just as a fan, in a completely different sense.
Yeah.
But it's a story as a Star Wars fan that I feel needs to be told.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'm
excited about it. So let me ask you this, though, just from early marketing materials. Do you think Iden, eventually, there's this late game turn, right? Does she realize the error of her ways?
No.
That would be unbelievable. I hope that's the case.
Well, the thing is, the Empire. Long story short, the Empire, as we know it, doesn't exist by the time Force Awakens happens. So whether she may still be allied to the ideals of the Empire and the Emperor, and that may not line up with Hux and
that'd be great.
And Kylo Ren.
Yes.
And ultimately, they want to create situations where you need to fight as many characters as possible to try to get you to play them in the multiplayer and loot boxes, blah blah blah. So I figure there will be a quote good reason why she fights Kylo Ren.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Man, I hope she doesn't turn.
Like ultimately, you're a Skywalker. I need to end you.
That'd be great. That'd be great. That would be great.
We'll find out. Well, I mean, I guess people are already playing it, so they have found out.
No, they haven't. EA Access right now, at least.
It's just multiplayer?
No, you get campaign, but you only get the first 3 levels.
Oh, okay.
You get 10 hours total, and if you burn through 3 hours on the first 3 levels, then you can burn the rest of the 7 in multiplayer. So so nobody's seen past that 3rd level. Nobody knows where this goes.
That's good.
Yep.
Good.
Right.
I know.
Any final thoughts about EA and the terribleness that is turning into?
Don't buy the game. Don't buy EA games. The only way to cause any type of change is to show with your wallet, and unfortunately that's not going to happen. Plenty of people are going to buy the game, and it only takes a few players to dump a bunch of money into microtransactions for them to make their money back. They see it as a positive, and then we're going to get Star Wars Battlefront 3 with more microtransactions. And
Or
also
buy it
just
used.
really quickly to address in the chat to Hugo, don't be fooled by thinking that just because they cut the price 75% that they're making a deal or that they're doing something special. They were taking advantage of you in the first place. They do things like this to make you feel like they're on your side and to make it so like, well, you can't complain about that. We changed that already.
But also, I want to say, like, I think we have to acknowledge them being responsive, right? They could have just literally. I genuinely think people still about the fucking game.
No, they were dragged. They were forced to be responsive. After 500,000 downvotes, then they made a post. Then they started talking about it.
And the post was shitty.
For months, we've been talking about this, and they have
tone-deaf.
Not said anything. They have not said anything at all.
It was tone deaf. I agree. Like, I think the response was even bad. I just appreciate the fact, even if it's late, and even if it's not great, and even if the economy's still kind of jacked, I appreciate the fact that at the very least they said, because they could have just drawn a line and be like, you know what, who cares? Like, literally, people are going to still spend it. But it's tough.
As we were talking about a little bit before, I think that this was a part of the plan.
Yeah, I think
See how far we can push it, and then all right, we have our defensive line.
And it makes us look good. Yeah, and I would, it's a crapshoot, but I would love to see EA not make Star Wars games anymore. Disney, if anybody's watching, please, any other studio possible, make your own studio.
4 more years.
I don't care. I hate
years.
EA.
It's an exclusivity of
4 more years.
Buy them out. You bought Marvel and you bought
they bought
the Star Wars franchise,
deal, which means we're never going to see the. So they think there's 4 more years remaining on the deal. We're never going to see what's her name's game.
Amy Hennig's?
We won't say Amy Hennig's game. There's no way. Especially if they start from scratch in another studio. There's no way they get that under that 4-year window. And by all accounts, like Disney's on record saying they think EA has done a great job of shepherding the franchise. So they also have first right of refusal. So as this 4 years is up, EA gets to sign again. Just buckle up. EA is going to be making these for a long time.
I know it's very unlikely, but
I'm just with you.
They've got the money to do whatever they want. So.
Well,
I want to see Respawn's game.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate because I think the tide was going to turn with the Visceral game, then people going, oh no, this is the Star Wars game we want, and they were going to show that at the stores by buying it day one because that's the type of game that people want again. And now they took that
opportunity away.
Yeah.
But the Respawn game, like by all accounts, is supposed to be like an action, like very similar to Force Awakens, right? So third-person action also, but it's way more like action-heavy than narrative-driven. And Stig Asmussen, who did the early God of War. So like I'm super interested to see what they do. Fingers crossed.
He'll producer on 1 and 2, director of 3.
Okay.
So
and a fantastic name.
Yeah,
I agree.
Stig
right?
Asmussen.
Fuck with that guy. You see, right out of the Star Wars extended universe.
Yeah. I made God of War.
Totally.
Stig
Asmussen.
He's friends with Niendo, and then those two are just all
That's
flappy
a great
flaps.
question.
Palpatine's behind it all. But yeah, if you want more, we're not ending the show, just so you know. But I just want, because while we have an active chat, make sure you follow us here on the Popcorn Talk for more, and follow us on Twitch at Inventory Full PT, where we're gonna do some more hot takes like this, whether they're in the studio or at home. Hot takes. Some more IRL streaming when stuff like this breaks. So make sure to follow us at Inventory Full PT on Twitch and on Twitter for more stuff like this, because this was a wonderful conversation, and everybody
just me and Mark.
No. We all expressed.
He's all no.
We all expressed our
flappy flaps.
His mouth.
Never forget Flappy.
Never forget.
That's what I
Flappy flaps.
contributed to this.
Sorry, Mark.
Very good conversation.
He's definitely trying to get
There we
something out.
go.
Sorry, Mark.
No, it's fine.
Flappy.
One of my favorite things about the show is having the different points of view and not landing on one opinion of the show, and everybody just going away a little bit fuller and further away from us because nobody's subscribing. Anyway, that was silly.
Listen.
Please.
Oh, Flappy's here for you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Flappy.
Thank God.
Dave, Flappy's child.
Flappy and Stig.
Please.
Weeknights on NBC.
Don't give me the nickname Flappy.
Yeah.
We can move past that.
It's well deserved. But Dave, we want to talk to you about your short press start.
Oh, do you?
Yes, we do.
I'd love to tell you about it.
So tell us about it. We're gonna play a little bit of the intro, not the whole thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So go ahead and just play it behind us while we talk about it.
Yeah.
So this is the 8-bit of it.
So this is basically I wanted to let's let it watch. Okay, so I wanted to after I binge a game, I kind of go into the real world and then I kind of try to figure out why the world
You
isn't
need to
like
play the
video
audio.
game.
That's fine.
Yeah, you could stop.
Just got
it
the
now.
audio.
But I also could stop it because I want people to actually watch it.
Yeah, no, I know. We just
Okay,
wanted to
good.
play. Okay, thank you, Steve.
So like when I re-enter the real world, I start to look at buildings and be like, why can't I climb that like in Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Why can't I do this? Like, why can't I break this vase and find $400 or anything like that? Or why can't I have a conversation with someone and be able to reload it so I can have a decent conversation and redo it? So that's the idea. Kind of going into the short, it's someone who figures out that they have a load and save button on their wrist. They discover it. Where the short starts, it happens after he gets it. But he kind of is on this date and is trying to figure out how to have a good date when he figures out he's in a video game and he has the same video game rules around him. And we try to make a short that like gamers will like, but also regular people would laugh at too. And we've shown this at a couple of film festivals. We were at the Austin Film Festival with a New Form Showcase, and that was really great. And we went to Tucson Film Festival and won the Audience Award.
Awesome.
Which is awesome.
Tucson native. I'm excited to represent.
They actually voted as our short as the best short or the one that they like. So it was
because
really
they have
nice.
good taste.
They have great taste in Tucson.
I know.
And it's great to hear, like, watch it with a crowd, because there would be jokes that you would hear the three gamers in the back kind of laugh at, and then everyone else would be kind of laughing at the other jokes.
Right.
But yeah, it's I want everyone to see it. If you go to my Twitter at @MrDaveChild, it's the pinned tweet at the very top. We're trying to get as many views as possible because we're hopefully going to pitch it around and try to make a series out of it. We have a whole series planned.
What was the moment like when you were like was there a moment where you're like, you know what, this has to be a thing? Like what was the inspiration? Was there like the A game that you specifically left, or was there like a real moment in real life when you're like, God, I really want to reload that?
I think it was just that feeling of getting out of a game and not knowing what to do and going on like a Tinder date too.
Sure.
Is like I think there was literally a moment where I would be on Tinder swiping, playing like Assassin's Creed, then leaving and trying to interact with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
While I was just in gamer mode in my brain. And also Tinder it feels so much like a game. That you're like saying yes, no, and trying and then talking to someone. So when
conversation tree.
Yeah, when you actually meet someone, then you just don't. Then all of a sudden you're in real life and you can't take back anything.
Yep.
You can't restart any sort of conversation. So it's just that kind of social anxiety and just like wanting to be able to kind of control the world. So.
I love the short. There's a lot of the humor is real quick, and some of the a lot of the references are both new and old. Yeah. So I think people who just have a general knowledge of what games are, I think it's going to hit really well. And the prospect of a series is amazing just because of how it ends out.
Right.
And I'm really hopeful.
I talked to you about this earlier too. It feels really authentic, and I don't pull any punches, and I told you I was expecting it to be mediocre, not because of you, but because of most video game inspired content. Totally fake. It feels like it's made by people who don't play games. So when I told you I liked it because it felt authentic, it really does. There's I don't want to give any spoilers away, but there's lots of little parts where even when I went back and rewatched it the second time, I was like, man, that was really smart. Like little details that just make it feel like it's actually a video game world. Like there's just small little things that if you're a gamer, you will easily pick out and notice and be like, wow, whoever wrote this has actually spent hours in a video game world looking at the NPCs, looking at the surroundings, things of that nature. It's just very, very great.
It's fun to play with the idea of an NPC or someone who isn't controlled, who isn't actually a player.
Sure.
And that's stuff that we'd like to get into in the entire series is who made this game? Why does this game exist? Are there other players in the game with also other abilities? What does it mean to be an NPC in the game? And where we kind of dive into a little bit of Westworld stuff. And we just see the world already, and then we want to have like a friend who is never as good in the game as the other people, so he has to make like a game genie for himself.
Perfect.
That sort of thing. We have a lot of fun with planning this out, and we're hopefully going to have people see it. And it stars also Darrell Britt Gibson, who's a great actor, and he's actually in 3 Billboards outside of Ebbing.
Oh,
Missouri.
awesome!
That's just coming out, and which is a great movie.
Just got it in the mail.
Yeah, and he's like he's in like 3 or 4 great scenes.
Cool.
And we're hoping he's an awesome actor, and we were so happy to have him in this. And we're just excited to have this short and show it around.
So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm terribly excited. And the minute we're done here, I'm going to go see it. I think I was asked this question. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but Mark knows the show. We did a bunch of it. We had a podcast called Pixel by Pixel, RAP. It's in hiatus, but it's coming back. Anyway, we had a question. Somebody wrote us in a question and said, hey, my boyfriend listens to the show in the car. I don't even play video games, but I listen to your show. It's fun, blah, blah, blah. But my question is, why do you play video games? And I'd never really stopped to ever ask myself that. So it caused us, we all got the email and we're like, shit, let's go think about that for a little bit. And what I came up with is I think I play games because they represent a paradigm in which there is a rule set, which I know at the end of the day, that I know with the right set of button presses and combinations, that there is a win state. And life doesn't have that for me.
Yeah.
I can be an unbelievable businessman, boyfriend, all of those things, and your business can go to shit, and your girlfriend can leave. All those things this life is this series of unknowns, whereas games represent this paradigm which there is a win state. I know that if I'm good enough, quote unquote, that I can win and I accomplish something. And so I think it's so incredibly cathartic for me to play games. I don't binge. I play an hour a night, maybe 2 at the most, but I need a little dose all the time. Yeah. But I need
you said
it.
something like,
but
should I finish playing this game first? And I'm like, how do you have an unfinished game?
No, but
Yeah.
long story. I'll tell you after the show. But anyway.
I just need. I think so. Games are really cathartic for me. I unwind at the end of a night by playing games, and I feel I think how cool. I've had this thought so many times. Why isn't life more like this?
Yes. The to-do list 100%. To be able to check stuff off.
Yes.
And be
so great.
Totally.
It's in life. Your to-do list never stops.
Ends. No.
It never ends. But you can get those 50 thistles.
You can
in the game. You can get you can get all the crystal shards, you can get all the heart pieces, and then you can be I accomplished something.
Totally.
And then you look around and go ooh,
I need to clean my apartment.
Didn't actually accomplish anything. So it's man, if this could be life, I could actually get stuff done if I treated the world as a video game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the purpose.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. It's a modern take on Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
And does it successfully without being without being weird.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
That was a big thing too, because this was initially going to be a high school story. We had a whole different story with new form, and then we developed it until it became a date. And then when it became a date, we were worried about it being, this guy's just manipulating a woman in order to sleep with her. Sure. So we made sure that we entered it where he's never manipulating her. He's manipulating the environment and the rules of the video game in order to kind of impress her and to feel impressive and to gain his own confidence. And that's something we were kind of shooting for. So he's not someone who's actually trying to I'm gonna make sure I know your favorite food or something.
Yeah, it's not the one segment of Groundhog Day where he's I know everything about you. That's not creepy, right? And no, it's totally creepy.
Yeah, totally creepy.
And it plays with those expectations a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. Everybody needs to go check it out. Press start. Go to MR Dave Child to watch it right now.
Yeah, it's also on davechild.com. There's a link on there. So.
Awesome.
It's the top bar, right?
Top bar. It's right next to videos and other AfterBuzz shows that I host. But yeah, it's davechild.com. Look for Press Start at the very top bar.
It's a lot of fun.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I really hope for more. Yeah. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And before we go, we're gonna speed through some of the big releases that are gonna be coming out this weekend, which is actually pretty sizely. Batman: The Telltale series coming out on the Switch. L.A. Noire being re-released, but actually I saw that they changed the selection.
I heard that too.
It's not truth, lie, or whatever. It's good cop, bad cop, and something else.
And go fuck yourself.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Either way, you have a better idea of what
right there.
Of what you're
about to say.
Yes.
It's do what?
Lie. You liar! No, that's not. I didn't want to do that.
But I feel like the original pitch was so much more nuanced. You'd have to watch every facial tick, and you have to decide.
Yeah, but
and
then
now it's just good cop, bad cop.
Well, no, but now it completely undid that by making your selection not what you wanted to say.
I know.
Anyway, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 coming out for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and the Switch. Looking forward to that. Rhyme coming out for the Switch. Rocket League coming out for the Switch.
That's
Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon for the 3DS. Dear God, make it stop. Star Wars Battlefront 2 coming out for PS4, Xbox One, PC. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim coming out for the Switch. There's a new Skyrim. There's a new
you
Skyrim.
said 5, not 6.
Yeah. Coming out for the Switch. I don't know, to be able to dress like Link in Skyrim.
See, that is good times.
It's kind of
That
adorable.
is good times.
Is it? No, I'm with Nate. I'm fucking
No,
no.
just good
Gimmicky
times.
fan service.
Sims 4
Great.
and Sims 4 Pets coming out this week for the
That
PS4
also
and
needs
the
to
PC.
not.
Yeah, you've got
Needs to
you have a
not.
problem.
Goodbye, Stacey.
Yeah,
Not.
we'll see ya.
No.
It's great knowing you.
I know, my
I've
gosh.
been playing
This is my
every
last week
single
on
game.
the show. I'm so sorry.
We're just gonna have a
I'm
sim
moving.
replace her on the.
Oh God, please no similar.
Terrible idea.
Stacy can Skype in. Be like, guys, I'm playing games right now.
Hold on,
do you
my
think about that,
Sims
Stacey?
need to
What?
go to work.
What's the question?
I was distracted. He was taking a bath and we wasn't doing it right.
Oh,
It was
whoa.
just- All right, look.
Here,
People
that's
play
Sims
Sims
player,
for
huh?
different reasons.
Okay.
Whoa.
So that'll do it for this episode of Inventory Full here. Thanks to the Popcorn Talk Network for hosting us. And here on Inventory Full PT on Twitch. Make sure, if you're not following us, to follow us. We stream gameplay all throughout the week. Stacey's been taking charge on that. All different types of games. Every once in a while, I just did a 600 plus stream where I got 50 moons in Mario. 50 moons.
Ooh, boy.
50 moons.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's not, but it is. Yeah, so make sure to follow us. Thank you so much for joining us. Dave, one more time, where can the folks find you? And
Find me at davechild.com or mrdavechild on Twitter, and pin tweet at the very top of Mr. Dave Child is press start. So
watch
us
press
there.
start.
Excellent.
Watch press
And
start.
share it with your friends.
Yeah.
Even family members that don't play video games, share it.
Share it with your friends and your enemies.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Especially
Especially
enemies.
Speaking of enemies, what? Patrick.
Yeah.
Someone who will never be my
Captain
enemy.
Interruptor. No, you find me at Peter the D's, truly slide on your console of choice. And if you, and by all, for the love of God, play Wolfenstein. Tweet at me. Let me know what you think.
Stacey?
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Steam at Stacey Shuttles, or if you're on console, PS4 at Sirius the Siri.
You can find me on all social media at DogLikeNate. Please tweet me on Twitter, and we can argue about EA stuff and why they suck. And let's play League of Legends. Why not?
Why not?
What's up, nerds? You need to drop that like every tweet. Just start it.
F off, nerds.
What's up, nerds?
I'm Mark Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica. Follow everybody here at the Popcorn Talk Network, too. They put on some great podcasts. If you like movies, if you like pop culture, check out all of their stuff. And thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Inventory PT. What? Inventory Full PT. Stands for podcast team. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
everybody.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.